Yes people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So Manchester United are going to Wembley. We've beaten Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford 5-0 on aggregate, 2-0 on the night. Goals coming from Anthony Martial, yes, the boy is back and scoring again, and of course Fred, who has been on absolute fire recently as well, adding another goal to his collection this season. Manchester United today deserving of the win, despite the fact the first half wasn't great. You know, you expect that a little bit being 3-0 up, but we did start a very strong lineup. You saw the likes of Varane and Martinez starting at centre back, which surprised me. You saw Casemiro starting, which also surprised me, because obviously I expected maybe Lindelof would come in, maybe Maguire would come in, maybe we'd see some changes to the team, especially with that 3-goal advantage. But the manager obviously is taking it seriously, is looking to get the job done, and is looking to make sure there are no mistakes. And today there were no mistakes by Manchester United. It was maybe the changes in the second half where we saw Rashford, Sancho and Martial coming on for that front three, which started, okay, maybe that was a little bit under strength, but Weghorst started a lot of games recently. Garnacho has been starting featuring a lot recently, starting less so, and Anthony, I think, has been in very good form as well. Nearly scored a good goal in the first half with a bending shot. So that was the front three that started, and then we saw Sancho, Rashford, Martial coming on. So good to see Sancho back smiling as he was stepping onto the pitch as well with Erik ten Hag. And interestingly, Sancho occupied a position in the centre of the pitch more so than on the right, where we saw Bruno Fernandes popping up. Bruno Fernandes excellent today for Manchester United, probably man of the match, a crucial part in Fred's goal. Now Fred's goal, he won't get the assist for that. The assist will come from the knockdown that presented Fred with a tap-in where he kind of just hips it, knees it in. But Bruno Fernandes, that pass was all about him. Marcus Rashford will get the assist, but it was Bruno Fernandes that made that goal. And the first goal came from Anthony Martial actually getting a little bit of luck. United broke. He tried to slip the ball to Marcus Rashford. The ball got caught up a little bit. Then the ball deflects back into Anthony Martial's path, and it was a good finish from him to get the goal. He could have probably had a second goal as well. He played a good 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes, but Bruno Fernandes went for the shot instead of cutting it back. I think if he cuts it back, Anthony Martial has a tap-in. But at 2-0 up, Bruno, you know, he probably deserved the goal today, and he probably thought that himself when he had that sight of goal, and that probably made his decision in terms of not giving the ball to sorry, I totally lost my track of thought there. I've just seen some apps. If you don't know, I'm in the Bahamas and I'm just getting distracted by my surroundings. There's like a bird that's eyeing me up over there, and I'm scared they're gonna come swoop in over here and slap us up and slap the camera up. But yeah, United today, I thought, job done. We're going to Wembley. Got a League Cup final for the first time, and a final for the first time under Erik ten Hag's management in his first season. The first one we could get to, obviously excluding the Bangkok final, which was absolutely amazing. This was the first final, the first trophy that we could possibly win, and we have presented ourselves with a fantastic opportunity of doing that. Although it won't be easy, we play Newcastle at Wembley at the end of the month. We know it won't be easy. They've got like 3 games between now and then. We've got 7, I think. So when you look at like the fixtures and stuff like that, we're clearly, you know, going to have a lot more fixtures. There'll probably be a lot of fatigue in the team, but to be getting to a final where I'm sure we'll be favourites given the form of this Manchester United team, you know, with Erik ten Hag there, with the likes of Casemiro, Varane, Martinez, you feel like we'll be well placed to hopefully bring home a trophy in Erik ten Hag's first season. And funnily enough, for the first trophy since Jose Mourinho's first season, where he won 2 for Manchester United, including the League Cup. As I said today, job done. Not much else to write home about. Anthony Martial scoring on his return though. That's 6 goals in 14 appearances for him. And when you consider that those appearances are hardly, I don't think even half of those appearances are 90 minutes. So when you consider that, his goals to games ratio is very good, but his availability for those games hasn't been very good. Hopefully now he's back, he's fit, and he can stay fit for the rest of the season with the alternative Weghorst there as well. Weghorst today, he hit the post with a good effort. Unlucky not to score, and then he should have had a penalty as well. He gets booted down on the floor in the box and the penalty's not given. Some of the refereeing decisions are absolutely shocking, but thankfully we've got Martial back. Hopefully Weghorst can stay fit. We've got a little bit of competition there. Sancho coming back. Hopefully he can be a huge breath of fresh air, and I hate to say it, but like a brand new signing, because he looks happier, stepped onto the pitch in a central position where he can have runners either side of him. Maybe that's Ten Hag's thinking. If I can get runners around Jadon Sancho, I'll get the best out of him. Playing in that central position, you're always going to have players running down the left, running down the right, and obviously your striker as well is be the focal point. Obviously then that gives you the ability, if we saw someone like Bruno or Anthony play out on the right, you can play Sancho still. You don't have to play one or the other of Anthony. But also, Bruno has played out on that wide position quite a lot. When Anthony was out of form, you saw Bruno play there a fair bit. So it is interesting. It is very, very interesting. Casemiro got booked, Fred got booked, but shouldn't be missing any games for Manchester United. And of course, as well, we saw late substitutes with Varane given a rest, Casemiro given a rest, as Lindelof and Maguire came onto the pitch. Sam Surridge missed a couple of big chances for Nottingham Forest, particularly in the first half. He missed on, which maybe, you know, they scored the first goal, you never know, a few nerves start to travel around Old Trafford, but it wasn't to be for them today, and it was to be for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag's men, and I am absolutely delighted. Exactly as I said, like, could he get any? Sancho returns, Tom Heaton gets a clean sheet, Martial's back and he scores, Marcus Rashford gets 2 assists for himself, Fred's on fire, Casemiro plays, bossing things as usual. You know, another clean sheet for Varane and Martinez as centre-back partnerships, and United are going to Wembley. Simple as that. The only thing I complain about today is that there should have been a penalty for Wout Weghorst, and maybe Manchester United get another goal and there's another goal to celebrate. But look, we can't be complaining too much, can we? And we have got Crystal Palace coming up next at home on Saturday. Huge game for Manchester United. We've got a little bit of rest between them, but nevertheless, it is quite surprising we played such a strong team, especially that back line, innit? But maybe he thinks they're fit enough and they can play the games. Maybe Varane is fit enough. You know, Martinez hasn't played as much since coming back recently from the World Cup, so maybe they're fit enough. And maybe Maguire wasn't fit enough. He's not long just returned back, has he? So yeah, man, I'm absolutely buzzing. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. My man of the match today was Bruno Fernandes. And now, as I'm in the Bahamas, I'm going to get off. But Rory Jennings, by the way, I got dumped out of the Polka Stars Players Championship, 25k entry. It was a heartbreak for me. Absolutely devastating way to go out. If you know anything about poker, I had 3 of a kind on the turn, and the dude rivered us straight and sent me packing. Rory's still in though, and he's in the money, hopefully. So things are looking good for Rory here in Bahamas, which I'm absolutely delighted for him, because he gets so nervous playing these things, but he's actually very, very good, and he should trust in himself a little bit more. Thank you to PokerStars for having us out here as well. They've been absolute legends. Anyway, I'm off to celebrate Manchester United getting to Wembley and Rory bringing on the big bucks. I'll see you in a bit.